What's up, everybody? Feels like it's been a long time. Today is July the 8th, 2017, and it's been 2,861 days since the U beat FSU in football. Not a lot today, but I figured since I hadn't done a video in the last 3 days, I figure I'd give you a summation of what's happened the last 3 days. So go ahead and get that out of the way. A little bit of basketball. Well, mostly it's basketball as usual, and then spots here and there of other stuff. Uh, Real quick, the WBO has decided to rescore the Manny Pacquiao fight that looked like he got shaded on, but they say the decision still stands, which means absolutely nothing. What are you going to rescore it for if the decision stands? Stupid. That's boxing for you, though. Anyway, get well soon to Terry Francona, manager of the Cleveland Indians. He had a heart procedure yesterday, and he's in. They say he's doing well, so just wanted to give a shout out to Terry Francona, one of the good guys uh, in managing in baseball. So shout out real quick to him. Um, Other than that, everything else is going to be basketball. NBA getting some deals closed. Not a lot of rumors. More is now deals closed. Tim Hardaway Jr. officially signs with the Knicks 4 years, 71 million. After the Hawks decided not to match the offer. The Hawks did something right to me. Uh, that's a good 18 million that they're 18 plus million that the Knicks are going to give to Hardaway. So if he pans out pretty well, um, that's nearly 18 million that they're going to give him. If he pans out, then they get him at a bargain for the next 4 years. Anyway, it was funny about the whole situation is the Knicks traded Tim Hardaway 2 years ago when they didn't think he could get their offense down on draft night 2 years ago. So now he's come full circle. Maybe it was just the system. Phil is gone, and so is the original coach at that time, which I think was Jason Kidd. So it's good to see Tim Hardaway bouncing back, getting what he need done, what he wants to do done. Vince Carter signs a 1 year, $8 million contract with the Kings, the Sacramento Kings. He said he wasn't done playing, and Sacramento had $8 million to give away. There you have it. Um, the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks, in the news some more. They buy out Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford did not want to stay there, so they were able to buy him out. And what that did is it allowed Jamal Crawford to go sign with the Minnesota Timberwolves. 2 years, $9 million total, with a player option for the second year. So that means if he doesn't like how it goes in the first year, he can get out of the contract and go sign somewhere else. They're building something in Minnesota. Keep that in mind. Jimmy Butler, Jamal Crawford, uh, Andrew Wiggins, a host of other guys, a lot of Bulls. I think it's about three. Jamal Crawford is a former Bull also. So they're building the Bulls North. Any further north than Chicago, yes, Minneapolis. But Minnesota's going to be something to watch out for. In a very loaded Western Conference, they had to make some moves, and Tom Thibodeau was going to sit around and not let them do anything. Tom Thibodeau was more of like, hey, you got me to coach to win, right? Give me the players to win. They're getting them at a discount. Jimmy Butler is the big money maker there. So it'll be really interesting with the Timberwolves how they do this year. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Um, the Wizards matched the Nets' offer to Otto Porter Jr. 4 years, $106 million. That is 26.5 million a year for Otto Porter. Congratulations, Otto Porter. You got money I didn't think you necessarily deserve. Uh, the Nets needed to bring something there, basically to spend their money because didn't like they were doing anything else. And the Wiz, yeah, they like Otto Porter, they like what he's doing, and he's fairly good. I mean, he's fairly good. I don't know if he's 26.5 million a year good, but hey, somebody's got to get this money that's out there. So um, we'll see how it goes. I think Otto comes in and out. He's not consistent. I need him to be more consistent when he plays. Jaja Pachulia re-signs with the Golden State Warriors, 1 year, $3.4 million. They're bringing them all back at Golden State. They brought back Jaja, they brought back Livingston, they brought back West, and they brought back Iguodala. They have their bench. They have the three off the bench. They have their rookies. They have Macau uh, and a couple other guys. Golden State's going to have the same team next year. The only difference is that they added Swaggy P. They added Nick Young. That might be the only difference that you're actually going to see from this team. That's going to be pretty interesting. And you don't break up a good thing. They did pretty well, and now they got a full season under their belt, and that's what it's all about. Now, they're doing this at a cost. The Golden State is going to have a luxury tax bill right now of $29.1 million. When you go over a certain limit, the luxury tax limit, they're going to tax you for it. So if you're willing to spend the money and pay the fee for it, pay the fine for it, or the tax on it, this is what you get. So Golden State is going all in. They're saying, hey, we're going to pay the tax because we think we have a team that's going to be good for a while, and they're going to go with it. And they may be right. So we'll see how that goes down the line. The Celtics traded, if you hadn't heard, the Celtics traded Avery Bradley to the Detroit Pistons for Marcus Morris to free up money for signing Gordon Hayward. Some people say maybe Avery Bradley wasn't a guy to trade because he had better defense than Marcus Smart as well as Jay Crowder, but I think with letting Kelly Olynyk go to the Heat, he did sign with the Heat. I didn't make any note of it because it's Kelly Olynyk. But with him being gone, they need that size. They needed Jay Crowder. So I think some people were pointing the finger at either Jay Crowder or Marcus Smart to go. And I don't know why they let Avery Bradley go. I don't know if it was a cost situation there. But it could have been any one of the three, and for whatever reason, they chose Avery Bradley. In this day of NBA, you don't need a lot of defense because the offense actually transitions into defense. And what I mean by that is, let's say, for instance, Golden State. If Golden State's going down there jacking up threes and making them, you can't stop that with defense. What you got to do is they're going to force you to go down there and try to make the same shots. And if you don't make the shots, then guess what? It looks like they're playing defense. Well, if you both shoot the same amount of threes, and one of you make 50% of them and the other one makes 30% of them, it's not defense. You're just not making the shots. You don't have the shooters on your team. So I'm not saying that Golden State doesn't play defense, but I mean, because you have Draymond, you have Clay. Those, to me, are the big defensive players. But at the end of the day, if you really look at the numbers and you look at the games, it's teams trying to do what they can't. They're trying to do what Golden State does, and they can't. So when you do that, that's how you don't win. And that's why the numbers look bad, and that's why their defense looks like they have a good. Why their numbers look good for defense. So that's the deal on that. I think the Celtics got rid of Avery Bradley because they wanted scoring. Marcus Smart will shoot the ball more. Avery Bradley, he focuses on his defense, and if they leave him open, he'll shoot the ball. And that's not what they want to do. Gordon Hayward's going to go down there and jack him up, and they still have a little bit of defense with Crowder and any other bigs that they have. So Boston feels like they're doing what they know what they're doing. So that's all you can say on that. Before I get to the main story of the day, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that the NBA fined Joel Embiid $10,000 for something he said on Instagram about Lonzo Ball. And he basically said, F Lonzo Ball. F means explicative. In my opinion, I'm not sure that they should be doing that. To me, it's a private situation. It's your Instagram, and I understand they're gonna say, "Hey, well, you represent the league, you got to show respect." Whatever. That still is Instagram. I feel it's like as long as he's not threatening anybody, saying anything about national security or something like that, or the president, something like that. I think you gotta let people say what they're gonna say on there. Him saying F Lonzo Ball. What if he was just talking to one of his homeboys and said F you, dude? Not sure we want to divulge. I don't sure the NBA wants to dive into how to regulate people's social media accounts, their private accounts, and what they say on it. So, but that's just my opinion. Nevertheless, it's 10K, and the other thing is since there's no physical harm in that, there's no physical harm in that fine, it can be a tax write-off for them. So it's overblown anyway when you're talking about fines. If you didn't know that, it's a tax write-off. Anyway, lastly, the biggest story of the week of the last 3 days, James Harden signed a 4-year, $170 million extension with the Rockets. ESPN has done a great job of advertising it as a $228 million extension. It is not. Repeat after me. It is not. It is not a $228 million extension. He currently has a 2-year deal for $59 million. They added 4 years to it for $170 million. You add those two together, it's actually $229 million, not $228 million. So it's not a $228 million extension for 4 years. That would be what? If you do the math, that's $57 million a year. He ain't getting $57 million a year. James Harden is not getting $57 million a year. He is not getting it. He's getting $170 million. Why do they say it's a record? Because 4 years, $170 million is $42 million a year. Steph Curry got 5 years, $201 million, which is only $40.2 million a year. James Harden, $42 million a year. Steph Curry, $40.2 million a year. Do the math, folks. Don't let ESPN blow it up into more than what it is. ESPN should have advertised it as a $170 million, 4-year, $170 million extension. And on top of his $59 million, he has a 6-year, $229 million contract. In 6 years at $229 million is what? 339, 8, 38, 38 and change. Yeah, do the math, folks. If I'm doing it correctly, yeah. 6 into 229, 3, 1849, 848. Yeah. $38.1 million a year. So his extension is that a record because it's an extension, or you can call it a separate contract and it's just one on top of the 2-year. Or you can say it's a 6-year deal, $38.1 million. Because his 2-year, $59 million is what? Just $29 million a year. $29.5 million a year. So I hate to be the one to burst y'all's bubble about what the contract is about. Still, nevertheless, congratulations, James Harden. That's a lot of money. They keep him for 6 years, 4 more years, and they don't have to worry about how they're going to pay him down the line. So, congratulations to James Harden and the Rockets and everything that they're trying to do. And hey, that's the NBA. That's money. I heard someone say that these players don't deserve it. Well, think about it. Everybody watches basketball. Everybody goes to the games. They pay the money. These owners are making money and they're spending it. That's a good thing. How many times do you hear that owners are robbing the players? They're not giving them any money. That's the NFL. If you're going to be mad about somebody's contracts, you should be mad about NFL players. They're getting robbed. NFL owners are making buku money, and they're not giving the players half of what the NBA and Major League Baseball are giving them. And it's the most physical sport. It's the most dangerous sport. It's the sport that once you're done playing, you might not even have all your senses, and the limbs that you have might not even be working well. They say NFL is the most popular sport. Well, according to the owners, it's not because they're not paying them. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's just entertainment. I don't think any of them should be getting paid this kind of money. But at the end of the day, if we're going to see them, then, share the wealth. And NBA players, if you think they're making too much money, stop going to the game. Stop spending money on it. Jersey sales, stadiums, arenas, all the things that's going on, you support it. So that's what it is. Anyway, enough of my rant on that, but that's everything that's going on today. Tomorrow may have some tennis news for you. Wimbledon is still going on. There'll be baseball, and if any other basketball news is going on, we'll let you know as well. Other than that, I'll just holler back at you guys when I, get some important information. Other than that, take care of yourselves. God bless, and free Colin Kaepernick. Peace.